I was wrong. And I am so happy that I was. So, Kamen Rider Ryuki has officially been announced that it is being released on Blu-ray in the US. And I'll talk about some of the other stuff related to that in just a bit. But why was I wrong and why am I happy? So if you didn't see the video that I put out just 2 days ago on this very channel, I filmed it a day or two before, but put it out 2 days ago. I was talking about the fact that there was some box art that was leaked by Twitter user Spin-54, who, by the way, my apologies to him because of the fact that the Ryuki box art is now obviously legit, but at the time, there's a Kamen Rider outside. Ryuki? But the point is that, yes, I am sorry, that I did doubt him. It's just that it wasn't him personally, like I said in the video. It was just the fact that, in my 30 years of life, I've dealt with fakes and rumors and leaks before, so I was just very doubtful that both were real. I was a bit more mixed on Ryuki, to be fair, but when it came to Deca Ranger, I was like, nah. And there's still been no official announcement by Shout Factory when it comes to Deca Ranger on DVD in the US. But again, Ryuki, on the other hand, it has been officially announced, coming out in 2023, and also what's really cool about it as well is that, yes, it will include episode final. If you're not familiar with that, it's actually a movie. So we're actually getting a Ryuki movie, the only one that did come out for Ryuki, in the US for no additional charge. In fact, this one actually is pretty decent when it comes to the price when compared to some of the other Sentai and Rider sets out there. Don't beat Ultraman, though. Ultraman sets are really cheap, and I'm loving that. My wallet is not, because I'm still buying more. But point is that I'm personally loving that. But either way, let's get into some more details about Ryuki right now. So it is currently up for pre-order, so pre-order or you will not survive. So it is actually, by the way, it's been posted by Toku Nation, so I do have the link to that in the description box down below. And it's actually coming out, I mentioned, in 2023, specifically February 7th of 2023. And also it says here, the full press release says, "Prepare to relive the thrills with Kamen Rider Ryuki, the complete series." And, of course, featuring 50 action-packed episodes. And the director's cut, which is really cool, by the way. So not the theatrical cut. I'm sure you can find it on the whole internet. But if you want the director's cut, the one that people usually go with, to be quite frank with you, then definitely check it out. Now, if you don't know too much about Ryuki, I just want to say that if you're interested in a lot of newer Kamen Rider that has a lot of just multiple riders that all have different goals and ambitions, not all of them are evil necessarily, but they do have different goals and ambitions, and they're all fighting a bit against each other, but also in some ways working together, different factions, whatnot. If you're interested in any rider that currently does that, and there are a few more recent ones that do that, this is the show that started that. You could argue that a little bit of that tension started, of course, with Kamen Rider Black. There's always discussion of whether or not Shadow Moon is actually a Kamen Rider or not, but when it comes to the idea of having multiple riders either coming together, fighting, having their own goals and ambitions. Yes, Agito obviously did have more than one rider, to be fair, so you can say that that's kind of the prototype, and I'm not dissing Agito in saying that, but this is the finished product in just how many riders there were, and just how all of them were just very, in my opinion, very interesting and unique, and I really enjoyed them. Even the ones that we didn't see for that long in Ryuki still were pretty damn cool. Now, I do want to say, though, about episode final, if you're wondering if it was truly necessary or not, in my opinion, it is not. It is an alternate ending to the show. I mean, in a way, like, some maybe could refer to it as like an end of Evangelion kind of thing. I believe that was the one that was the alternate ending to the show. I've never seen Evangelion. But the point is that there was an alternate ending to Evangelion, but I would argue, when it comes to this show, like, the way I've heard it described with Evangelion, tell me down below if you've seen it, that the ending was so unsatisfactory that people feel like, oh, watching the two films that came out afterwards felt either better or felt like a more complete ending, etc., yada yada. But when it comes to Ryuki, I would argue it's a complete ending on its own, TV-wise. This isn't like Decade, where it was like, watch the movie to find out the end. It was like, are you fucking serious? So no, none of that whatsoever. It's actually straight up just, a retelling, an interesting retelling with a character that many in the fandom know and talk about, even though it's not really that important in the grand scheme of things, arguably throughout the years, but a lot of people, of course, talk about Ryuga and love that character design. So I definitely understand why they would include it. But I didn't think that they would, and I talked about this in the previous video that I did, because of the fact that, you know, when you're licensing films, they are separate than shows. So Shout Factory, in a normal contract negotiation, I know about this stuff not because of Toku, not because I have the inside scoop or anything, but because of the fact that I've read articles about anime licensing and how that works, and we do know, it has been confirmed that when it comes to Hasbro having the rights to Super Sentai, they are not, they do not have the rights to the films, and that's why we haven't seen any of the Sentai films in the US on DVD or streaming. So when it comes to general licensing stuff, movies are separate. When it comes to shows, like let's say, you know, the way anime is licensed, it's usually licensed in batches. This obviously being different in the fact that they're licensing the whole dang show at once. But point being though is that the shows are separate licenses than the films. And this was a theatrical... Wow, words, they're fun, aren't they? A theatrically released film, so it would normally require a secondary license. So why would they eat into their own profits? Why wouldn't they just release it separately to try to recoup those costs? Well, potentially, Toei gave them some kind of package deal. You know, there has been talk of Toei wanting to have more rider recognition in the US, little pamphlets and whatnot at different cons. It's nothing compared to what Subudai is doing with Ultraman, but it definitely does seem like they're trying. I mean, there's that 01 comic, there's more Kamen Rider manga coming out in the US, so you assume that, you know, Toei and Ishinomori Pro are both interested in having more Rider in the US. That could be what this is, but it's just fascinating that's even the case. That's actually the one thing that made me go, yeah, I don't know if this is legit, but obviously here we are with it being legit. Now, something I want to discuss before we wrap this video up is the price. Now, when it comes to other Kamen Rider that are available on Shout Factory's website, by the way, the pre-order is only available through Shout Factory's website. You can't get it on Amazon just yet. And to be quite frank with you, I'm actually just fine with that because of the fact that when it comes to Amazon and pre-orders, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm actually going to do an entire video on that, talking about why I don't think you should actually pre-order stuff through Amazon, specifically Toku related, but it could just be general stuff when it comes to any kind of media. But point is though is that the price for it is actually $60. That's the sticker price, but it's actually on sale for $51.98. Now when you look at other Kamen Rider on their website, it's actually the exact same amount. So am I going to pre-order this? Well, I mean, Christmas is kind of kicking my ass right now, so I might wait a month or so. But honestly, with it coming out in February and with Shout Factory, from what I'm hearing, not being that bad when it comes to pre-orders, they were a little bit delayed with Kuga, but I do think that maybe hopefully they've worked out some of those kinks in their system, whatever they may be, and are understanding that, like, yes, there are a lot of people who are going to want to buy your Kamen Rider shows from your website. Please, come on. So, you know, there were some issues with Kuga from what I heard. Actually, funnily enough, my package was seemingly stolen because it was listed as delivered, but just never showed up. But thankfully, though, they actually really helped me out. And me and Satish, a friend of mine who actually bought it for me for my birthday, actually emailed them about it, and they really were able to just send it to me, and even with the poster as well, which I was shocked. So I was really happy to hear that, and see that, because now I can watch Kuga in the US on Blu-ray. So when it comes to the Sentai sets, though, the reason why because I've never bought it directly from their website before, any of these sets. So seeing the sets being $60 for Sentai and being $50 for Kamen Rider, I thought that was actually a deal when it came to Ryuki. I was like, wait, why is Ryuki cheaper? But no, they all generally are cheaper if you don't normally actually pre-order or just buy them through Shout Factory directly. Now, when it comes to Ryuki, again, $52 pre-ordered, coming out February 7th, 2023, and you're also getting another exclusive poster, which means that I need to get another freaking frame. I'm already needing one for my Kuga poster, and I'm now going to need one for a Ryuki poster. That, when it comes to the box art, it's funny. I don't like this specific box art. I think it's too zoomed in, but the one that they use for their streaming platform, or just for general streaming platforms like Tubi, that one I actually really do enjoy. But when it comes to this one, I just think it's a bit too zoomed in, and I don't know, it just feels, I don't hate it. It's just one of those things where, like, I like the full body pic of Kuga. I like the somewhat full body pic of 01 with everything else in the background. It feels like it's done well. This just looks a little odd when zoomed in like this. But still, though, I don't care. I'm going to buy it because I like the show, not the box art. But I definitely can't wait to get it, check it out, do an unboxing on the channel and whatnot. And yeah, we are getting Ryuki in the US. And if you can't tell, I do Highly recommend it. If you want to get the jump on it and watch it before the Blu-ray comes out, it is available in the US via streaming through Tubi, which is a free service, and also through Shout Factory as well, which is also free. So definitely check them both out. I think it's on like Pluto as well and whatnot. So definitely watch it there if you want to get a little tasty taste of it, which I totally get because, you know, $60, $52, that's a lot of money to just drop on a Blu-ray, even though it's 50 episodes of the show and a movie. So it's worth it, but that's a lot of money to drop. So definitely check it out through streaming first, and I recommend that you do. So thank you all so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you don't like the video, as always, you can still like and subscribe either way. I won't judge you. Alright everybody, love you all, take care, and tune in next time. So, see ya!